Okay, guys, this is Nick. I am live stream for the Pokemon. And I thought, what better way to rip a Pokemon Day pack for 2026? Yeah, so this is the trainer journey. It is just going to be a little bit of a discussion about what I've learned in the week, about the process, about the community. Uh, and hopefully I help you do this once a week, and just get on the live with you guys and talk and discuss and talk about my experiences. We're gonna be talking about today, my first trade night, um, and what I got from it, what I learned from it, um, and how excited I am to be a part of the community. Shout out to Blika Cards. He held the event in New York, the Upper West Side. Of course, very new to the community, and I actually won a prize, which had a pretty nice pull in it, honestly. So we did, you know, uh, get that Pokemon Center, or rather Pokemon Day, um, you know, uh, packs opened up, and we're just gonna open up some packs. Well, I've talked about, my experiences and what I've learned this week. So, those of you who um, don't know, who maybe haven't had the chance to watch any of my videos, right now we're only at video 7. So I very much appreciate everyone um, who gave my content a like. So a little bit about me. I also have sort of a palsy. It's very hard for me to open up these packs by just ripping them, just because dexterity wise, I'm pretty trash, if I'm being honest. But we are starting by opening up the Phantasmal Flames pack. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited to be part of the community. It was really nice to win something yesterday. We won a pack of Journey Together by just going to the event, and it was really cool. There was a bunch of, what I love about the space is all of the ages. There were a bunch of people, and I was super excited to be a part of that. Let me fix my collar here. It's the cool thing about the space. It's like it's not just for kids. It's not just for adults. It's something that we can all kind of share. And what you find is that a lot of people like myself, who are getting older, they're in their late 20s and early 30s, are now having kids, and those kids are enjoying the space. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's just it's been a fun hobby for me in the last couple of weeks, but there's a lot to learn. I'm learning what grading is and what grading companies to use. Um, see if I can see this here. Um, what I like and what I don't like, and how to build a community. For the day, but I still want to show you guys everything I got. Toro, Wondrous Patch. So nothing big. I think the pull was at Mega Lupani. Um, I'm still learning how to even pull the packs. I mean, people say there's a you know trick to it, pack trick of two from the back, and yeah, I mean, I'm learning a little bit every day, and it's just been a really enjoyable and fun experience. Um, I would say my favorite Pokemon would probably be the toss up. My favorite starter is definitely Totodile. My favorite Pokemon probably Riolu or Lucario. If you guys again are watching my videos, you'll see that. Got a Bulbasaur here. We have Fighting Gong. That's interesting. These trainer cards. Nobody was crazy about the trading cards years ago, and now they're kind of coming back. Um, the full arts of the trainer cards are super cool. I really enjoy them, but in general, I wouldn't call myself a trainer card guy. You square money. Um, so yeah, I mean, for me, what really got me into the hobby is just reconnecting with my friends and my family who's into the hobby. Honestly, full disclosure, my parents moved, and I said to myself, oh, you know, they wanted they wanted us to clean out the attic, and we found some cards with me and my brother, and it was just a really, really enjoyable experience. We'll be 30 in a couple of weeks, so it's just about as old as Pokemon itself. Who had the anniversary yesterday, which is why we're opening up these packs. Um, and yeah, again, this is my first live, so thank you all for joining and making it happen. Um, but yeah, community wise, the community in general is pretty cool. I would say the in person community, of course, is much more friendly than the online community. The online community, uh, typically, in my experience, has been a lot of scalpers and people who maybe take this a little bit more serious. So, they're not super open to questions. And I have really enjoyed, connecting with the young kids and the people my age that are enjoying this hobby. Here is the Meowth um, illustration wear. So the biggest thing for me was learning about these cards and learning what a secret illustration rare is and what an illustration rare is and a full art and an alternate full art. That's all stuff that I've learned in this past month. Um, and so yeah, I mean it's just super cool and interesting to figure that out. Um, I did get told yesterday when I was at the Bleecker Street Trading Co. Um, basically not the Pokemon Day party, that no one's ever seen someone open packs the way that I open packs, which I consider a compliment. Again, I have disability, so it's super hard for me to actually rip the packs and just kind of handle the packs dexterity wise. Um, and so yeah, listen, we didn't really get anything that I'm super excited for, but I did get the Meowth. And just kind of learning basically how to tell what the illustration rares are and the secret illustration rares. And basically the card number, which is in the bottom here. Um, this card in specifically is the 1 of 694. That's so you know that it's that it's an SIR because it is, of course, the number of the card is higher than the number in the set. Basically, what they're saying is this is 106 16th card, or if I'm bad at math, um, I am bad at math. So a couple cards more than they initially made. Uh, 94 cards, and this is number 106. Again, I don't know. I mean, the pros and the challenges of learning. The pros is, of course, connecting with people my age and younger that have really enjoyed the hobby and the TCG, and it's. I think it has become very competitive um, in recent years. Based on what I've read and what I've seen, the videos that I've watched. A lot of the videos that I've watched, Deep Pocket Monster, who was actually at the event yesterday. I didn't get a chance to take a photo with him, but Bleecker Street did a great job putting on that event. So shout out to them. And just in general, I think it's really awesome to be able to connect with people. I think my biggest struggle right now is kind of figuring out, what the secret illustration rares are and what the illustration rares are. Also, something about me is I have some issues with depth perception because my disability is cerebral palsy. So it's interesting when people, looking at a hollow card or looking at the grading apps. And basically people use all these grading apps to make sure that the card is centered well. And honestly, centering is just something that's super difficult for me. I don't think necessarily it's something that I won't be able to figure out. It just takes practice, and it's going to take for me a little bit more practice than the average person. So if you guys have something that you're struggling with in learning this hobby and learning this, um, basically learning this whole new system, let me know. I think there's joy in joint suffering, and I think it'll be really interesting to see what other people struggle with. So that way the following week I can maybe do a little bit more research on it, and then learn a little bit more knowledge about it, and hopefully come up with some answers to help the whole community as a whole. Um, for me, um, I think that I really want to treat this hobby as a sort of alternate investing. One of the channels that I really like is Brian from PokeME, because he really gets down to the bare bones and the brass tacks when it comes to how to start a business like this, whether it is a small business or you want it to be a large business. For me, I still have my watch business and my jewelry business, so I'm not really looking to become the guy who does Pokemon full time. But you know what? That's what the trainer's journey is all about, is kind of taking it one step at a time. And then if this is something we enjoy, we put more time and effort into it. If it's something that I feel is uh something that can support my family and my friends, then of course, if we're doing well, we want to put more time into it. But for right now, it's just a hobby that I'm learning, and I really appreciate the patience that everyone's had while they teach me that hobby and educate me in that way. Again, this is my first live, so it's just we're gonna spend this live just kind of talking about my first month of doing this, and what I've learned, and what I still have to learn, with so much. Um, but Yeah, and in some ways it is harder than the watches and the watch trading, because you have hollows and reverse hollows, and I kind of fell into that trap the other day. I saw a Pikachu card that I thought was more expensive card that I purchased from this little kid and his dad for about $20, and going on the collector app stated it was about a $23 card. What I thought was that it would be about $100 and something card that was looking at the reverse hollow, and just kind of not knowing off the rip. Um, as I snap for emphasis, not knowing off the rip, um, the difference between the two, and that's okay. All that means is that I got to study a little bit more. I'm fortunate to do very well in my, I don't want to say regular job because there's nothing regular about what I do in my other businesses. Fortunate to do really well in my primary day job that I can afford to make a couple of mistakes. Not a whole bunch, and I don't think that is a reason. I don't think that's an excuse to spend money foolishly and to, kind of think these beginner mistakes. Fortunately, there's plenty of YouTubers who, um, are super educated and, I watch their videos all the time. I make it a point, and anyone who can maybe see behind me, we have a little treadmill behind me, and make it a point that, going on that walking pad and just listening to other YouTubers who are more educated than me, and very similar to the watch industry. There's always someone who knows more than you. Um, and of course, starting from scratch, that's a whole lot of people when it comes to me in the Pokemon space. Um, I've been really impressed with, you know, how people have been carrying themselves. I know that, people can get wild at a lot of these restocks, but at least the ones that I've been to, there's a Target across the street, and it's really the only one that I can go to because I can't drive. Um, it's super tame. Everyone gets in line, everyone's nice and respectful. Um, and I'm sure there's a dark side to that. I think the dark side to doing this as a hobby is it becomes kind of like gambling. Of course, you want to make sure that um, you are prepared to lose any amount of money you spend on this hobby, unless you're doing slabs. I think slabs is the way to go. For me, those of you who saw one of my videos about how I traded a watch for a card, this is one of them, and I'm super pumped. I know it's a couple $100 worth of card, and that's not even as a regular. This is basically a raw card. Um, it's not even a PSA. So do I want to submit some cards to PSA? Yeah, I think this coming week, it would be great to learn that process and kind of what grading companies I really do want to submit to, because we did a video basically comparing the three main ones: the CGC and the PSA and the BGS, and personally, I think Beckett is pretty top tier, but PSA is, in my experience, something that I just more recognize. Probably because PSA works a lot with sports cards, and now you have Logan Paul who sold that Pikachu illustrated card for what, 15 million, $16 million. But I think PSA is um becoming a kind of, not that it already wasn't, but it's really become a household name in the grading industry. So, they have the headquarters locally to me because I'm in New Jersey, and I think I'm just gonna stop in, maybe do a quick rating, even if it's a card that maybe is not worth grading, just to get that experience and get that process. So I'm super excited to do these every week. I'm going to be, of course, adding more content throughout the week, but I just wanted to, get on the live, and I came up with this idea, and I'm really going to be, talking to you guys about my struggles and my wins for the week and what I enjoy about this collecting hobby. So thank you guys so much. I'm excited to grow this channel. I'm excited to, build with you guys and learn from you guys as well, because there's so much that I can still learn, and I think it's going to be a blast. So if you guys have made it through the full 20 minutes of this beginner stream, again, I'm so grateful and I hope you have a great rest of your day.